Welcome back to the Out There Colorado podcast. Once again, I am Spencer here with Seth.
Hello.
And we got Tim on the video and the audio for today. Quick reminder, you can find all these episodes on YouTube. So if you're curious to see all of our facial expressions and our shocked reactions whenever one of us says something crazy and previously unknown, then yeah.
If you're interested in talking with your hands, I do that commonly like this.
Yeah, that's one of the things I get in a lot of the comments too, where it's like they're like, you need to stop moving your hands, Spencer.
Really?
Like, I can't do it.
I've never
I
seen
can't
that.
do it.
I did see a comment recently about the mugs we keep out front here.
Yeah.
That you can only see on YouTube.
Yeah, all the mugs are available for purchase on the Out There Colorado store on the Out There Colorado website.
Uh-huh.
So you can check those out there if you would like to make a little purchase. Yeah, we got a few things on the
now. I haven't actually. What's that one say, Spencer?
This one
there.
says Campfires, Coffee, and Colorado.
Yeah.
Hidden behind our Leave No Trace, proud partner sign. Shout out Leave No Trace. Got something else on the table here today. We got the Colorado Living magazine. Yeah. Seth might talk about that a little bit. Some of the interesting pieces.
Are a Colorado Springs Gazette subscriber, you are fortunate to get this. I think it's going to be a quarterly magazine on Sundays.
I believe so.
In the paper. This is our third or fourth one. Colorado Living.
Yeah.
All sorts of cool stuff about outdoors, food. You know, there's bits of history in here and places to go, things to do.
Yeah.
Including a taste test of Manitou's 8 springs.
Yeah, we'll be talking about that.
Waters.
We got to talk about that.
Oh, man, there's a terrible one.
At some point,
particularly terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I have some feelings about this.
We can get into those feelings.
We'll chat about that here in a second. But before we get into the rest of the show, we got to start with the weekend updates.
Of course.
Seth's Bears won.
Yeah.
My Colts lost.
Unbelievable. I know.
The Broncos did have a fourth quarter comeback though, so everyone can be happy about that.
They're getting used to those fourth quarter comebacks. How about those Bears, man? That was crazy. Did you know felt kind of a blur for me now, but we were like up by 20 and then found ourselves down by 3 with like 50 seconds left.
Oh, man.
And then my interpretation is that we let them score to go up by 3 rather than let the clock run down and then they go up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
One of those where they kind of gambled on it.
Mm-hmm.
And, 50 seconds left, we get the ball back and check it downfield and we win. It was wild.
Bold, but paid off.
Yeah.
Paid off. Yeah,
that was wild.
People keep talking about the Broncos like they're Super Bowl candidate. I don't know if I see it. I don't know if they have that like clutch aspect where what they need to like win those big games.
They haven't particularly started games strong, have they?
Came back against
the past couple weeks?
Houston this week, right? Like
against Davis Mills for a good portion of that game.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. What else you get into this weekend though?
Well, so after watching the Bears, I celebrated in the most outstanding way to celebrate, which was at Front Range Barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to Front Range Barbecue. They're about to embark on what's going to be a pretty lengthy renovation. If people are familiar with their location there in Old Colorado City, they know about kind of this. Literally, it's like an old house. You know, you walk into what this old house is, and there's great outdoor space on either side of the house building for music that's been going on.
They were featured on, diners, dives, and drive-ins.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, so with their
really good barbecue,
big sandwich they have, right?
Yeah,
just loaded with meat.
The guy's from Alabama, and they've been a staple there for like 20+ years.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're in there, you get the sense that they were probably due for renovations like a decade ago. Small bar, and so they're gonna embark on these renovations, and to close out this past Sunday, they wanted to thank their customers and, not goodbye, but see you later for sure, with live music and a free buffet.
Ooh.
And
I wish I would have known.
I know. I
went to Rudy's.
Let you know, dude.
I went to Rudy's on Sunday.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess when I heard about a free buffet, I guess I was expecting pulled pork and some sides. No, it was their full menu. I couldn't believe it. I mean, chicken wings. Cornbread, all their sides, rice and beans. I love those rice and beans. Pulled pork. I said the chicken wings, right? Burnt ends. Brisket. I turn around and someone's bringing out apple and blueberry cobbler. Like, it was insane for free.
Dang.
This is probably the greatest free buffet Colorado's ever seen.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, the sloppy pig is the name
That's
of
right.
the sandwich
I
that
remember
they
that
had
one.
on diners, drive-ins, and dives. I said it wrong, but
Yep.
yeah, their food is very good.
Yeah. So they're gonna overhaul that space, and I'd heard that they're vying for kind of a temporary location, to get some business going. But it sounds like that's still getting worked out. Catering, I've got to think that catering is still going to be going on. But yeah, so that was super fun. How about you? You
Very
went to
cool.
Rudy's?
Yes, that was Sunday. So if we're starting at the last thing I did of the weekend, went to Rudy's. Going backwards from that, went to Fossil. Went to Fossil after caving, so that was fun. Got into the caves again this weekend. Someone I was with was actually doing some science experiments, testing the oxygen levels in the caves. So that one's kind of pretty interesting. Basically, looking at how good is the air, that you're breathing in. You get in these little tight spaces, and if you got a lot of people breathing in a tight space, you start to use up that oxygen. So,
interesting.
yeah, it was pretty fascinating to learn a little bit more about that. Yeah, and we occasionally will get some questions about where people can check out some cave and stuff. And I mean, to be honest, a lot of caves are pretty dangerous, right? And a lot of them are on private land and everything. But there is a public cave tour that we've mentioned before. At Cave of the Winds in Colorado Springs, they offer the Expedition Tour.
Yep.
Takes about 2.5, 3 hours. I haven't been on this exact tour. I've been on another one of their the paid tours over there. That was the first time I actually ever went caving. Back when it was called Caving 101. But Expedition Tour, $100, ages 13 and up. So definitely, if you're interested in trying out something that a lot of Coloradans have not tried out, yeah, head to Cave of the Winds, and either they do some walking tours too, right? But if you want to crawl around and stuff, the Expedition Tour is what you want to look up. You got to make reservations online and everything. But yeah.
And am I right in thinking, I mean, there's people who might be listening thinking, man, a cave in the winter sounds very cold. Isn't it the same temperature?
Yeah.
Right?
So all caves are not the same temperature, right? But the temperature within the specific cave you're in, that stays the same temperature. So yeah, I mean, heading into winter, if it's snowy out and a 20-degree day, maybe go do this Expedition Tour, and it's probably going to be about 55 degrees or so. Yeah, and it's a very approachable, or designed to be an approachable tour. So yeah, kind of a cool little activity. So shout out Cave of the Winds. They do a lot of stuff there, and just in terms of that really historic cave that they have, one of the largest caves in Colorado. And you can also do stuff out in Glenwood Springs. They have the fairy caves that you can tour.
Yeah, that's right.
At Glenwood Caverns Adventure Park. So another very accessible caving opportunity. Learn about some of the geology of caves. So pretty fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
So either or, those are two good options. Two good options for you. But then Saturday, still just going backtracking, right? Saturday went to the Air Force game, right?
Oh yeah, Air Force Army.
Heartbreaking loss for Air Force, where they came back, not much time left on the clock, less than a minute, I think, and then some blown coverage, and got a big pass that set Army up for a field goal to go ahead of Air Force. I hadn't been to one of their games in a long time, and
I've never been.
It's fun. It was fun. Yeah,
cool.
Good atmosphere. People were into it. I don't think either of those teams are very good this year.
Highly ranked. Yeah.
I haven't been following.
I think as far as the military
enough,
school goes, it's Navy. Navy is
it?
Yeah.
I have no clue. So I don't.
Well,
follow
the other thing about
football.
like Air Force games now, as you and I have talked about, I mean everything on that side of Colorado Springs now, up north. I mean the possibilities before and after a game now are just immense.
Yeah, so built up.
Up there off Interquest and Voyager, and right by the academy with the Hotel Polaris and the cocktail bars there that I've been wanting to go to.
Yeah, I need to get up there too.
Yeah,
the Air Force Academy itself is pretty cool too, because they do have some trails that are intermittently open to the public, right? Depending on security levels, etc. But some good mountain biking. Yeah, good mountain biking, good running. Eagle Peak out there too, right? Fun little hike there.
And there's hunting. People permits for hunting.
Oh,
on
oh
the
yeah,
academy
yeah. I've
grounds
heard that.
That
Yeah,
I've heard is pretty coveted. I think that's a pretty coveted tag.
yeah. That's a cool,
Yeah,
cool
you'd
feature
never
of
think.
Colorado Springs.
You'd never think. But if you're driving by, like, yeah, you're looking into some pretty heavily
Mhm.
wooded terrain.
Oh, for
You
sure.
know, I
Yeah.
mean, we're sure. You imagine. I think it's elk. I think people go hunt elk
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the
That would make
academy
sense.
grounds.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's
Mhm.
it's cool just pulling up to. They had all the bunch of skydivers in the air, and
Yeah,
like some of
right,
the
yeah.
gliders out, you
Yeah.
know, and
Yep.
just cool to see.
Mhm.
But beautiful, beautiful campus. So, but yeah, shout out to Air Force, and hopefully they have a better game against Army next year.
Yeah.
A better result
The
at
big
least.
rivalry.
Yeah. What else? Then yeah, Friday night. Oh yeah, went to Urban Animal, which
Oh yeah, did you?
yeah. Oh, it feels like every episode I mentioned Fossil and
Yeah.
Urban Animal. The two breweries I tend to be at the most.
If you're wondering where Spencer
yeah.
roams, last time I saw Spencer at a brewery was Goat Patch.
Yes, Goat Patch, Red Leg, another one that
Yeah. Haven't been there in a minute.
I'll make an appearance at
Mhm.
occasionally. Yeah, Urban Animal has the Doki Doki now though. I still need to. I
Yeah.
keep missing because I think it's like
I've been
4
meaning
to
to get over
8
to that.
is
Okay.
when they're open.
Okay.
Like I want to say it's like Tuesday through Saturday. You can check on the website, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I keep barely missing them after
Yeah.
that first time. But ooh, man, the poutine with the chicken cutlet on it.
Been meaning to get back
amazing,
to that. Yeah.
amazing.
It's like a Asian infused kind of thing, right?
yeah,
Asian
yeah,
fusion.
yeah. It's all like curries and
Okay.
they have like the rice bowls and things like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, very, very good though.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, maybe hard to say my favorite in the Springs in terms of food trucks because there's so
Mhm.
many options, but
Mhm.
it's up there if not my favorite food truck in the Springs.
Mhm.
And now a cart, so now they're just like there all
Yeah,
the time at
now they're
Urban
there.
Animal. So
Permanently. Good
Yeah.
to know.
good to know.
Boy, I'm trying to
they'll
think the
be there.
last food truck I patronized. What's the taco? Like buttermilk tortillas. Is that ringing any bells for you?
Mm-mm. That sounds delicious though.
They are delicious. Yeah.
Native Grill's a good one.
Yeah, I've come by that one
Yeah.
every now and then.
They're often at Fossil.
Mhm. I feel like I gotta find this taco
Firebird
one.
Chicken is a good one too.
They
But
have
now
a-
they're brick and mortar.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Inside the old in the new food hall, newer food hall, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Down on Tejon.
Cuevanos, is that what it is? As far as the food truck goes? Yeah, that's it.
Cuevanos.
Cuevanos? I don't know. Really good though.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Look at us getting sidetracked on food here.
That's what we
Go
do.
down the go down the food rabbit hole where we talk about where you can find the greasiest and
Yeah.
most delicious
Yeah.
foods in Colorado Springs.
During the week we might eat healthy, but
yeah,
when we're talking
once-
about the weekend, all bets are off.
It's true. It's true. Well, speaking of food, though, to get into some of these topics we wanted to chat about today, you had a restaurant recommendation in Canyon City, but also wanted to chat about Canyon City in general.
The eating must go on.
Yeah, maybe one. It's been a little bit of a slow week over here for us. So
Mhm.
one of the things we wanted to kind of get into was looking ahead to winter, places to go during the
Yeah.
winter that are not ski resort towns. You
Mhm.
know, just kind of easily accessible spots that offer plenty to do.
Yeah.
So
and
Canyon City.
And I was like, what about Canyon City? Because I was just in Canyon City, of course.
Mhm.
Particularly there to check out it's into its, I was going to say new, but it was finished, I think, a few years ago. This Royal Cascade Trail. Did you hear about this Royal
Mm-mm.
Cascade Trail? That was a pretty big addition, long-awaited addition. I mean, it was a vision going more than 20 years back, where it's, if people are familiar with Tunnel Drive,
Mm-hmm.
right, the short stretch that kind of recalls this colorful history of the early 1900s of this old ditching effort and blasting, to build this ditch. They had to blast some of that granite out in there, hence the tunnels now that define this path, which there again, after the ditching effort failed, there was this idea to have a scenic drive, kind of
Mhm.
like, I think at that point Skyline Drive had taken off that we've
Mhm.
talked about on this show before. So this one being something lower, a scenic drive going through these
Mhm.
tunnels all along the Arkansas River. I'd never been on that before, and that's a great little experience if you just happen to be in town. Again, kind of a short stretch, but going through these, I think I counted like 3 tunnels.
Are you
One
driving
very
through? 'em?
long.
Are you walking?
Now it's hiking and biking.
Hiking
Yeah,
and biking
yeah.
only. Okay.
So that era of scenic driving ended, and this other era of recreation started, I think, in this century, really, when they started formalizing hiking and biking on Tunnel Drive. And, it's this wide path. It goes about a mile. Beautiful, again, and unique for going through those tunnels. But now, as of 2022, I believe, the adventure continues in a really big way on this Royal Cascade Trail, which ascends from Tunnel Drive up to Fremont Peak, which is a gorgeous peak above 7,000 feet. You look out to the Sangres, and you can see Pikes Peak, and just gorgeous. Looking over the Royal Gorge, of course, right? And some of the biggest eye candy around the Royal Gorge there, and you access that trail system around Fremont Peak that is called the Royal Gorge Park Trails, right? Emphasis on it's not a part of the area that we know as the bridge, right? It's on this other rim, kind of overlooking it. That's called Royal Gorge Park, and really just that network of trails is an expansion of a trail revolution in Canyon City that's really been going on for the past 20 years now or so. I mean, they've really just put themselves on the map for mountain biking specifically, but that Royal Cascade, I was thinking, man, what a great running trail, steep, switchbacking, the views just open up the higher you get, and then again onto Fremont Peak. Just a really spectacular trail and gnarly if you're mountain biking it coming down. And I mean, going up is it takes a certain person to bike that going up for sure.
Oh, I bet.
But yeah. So again, just kind of my latest dive into the trails around there. People are probably familiar with Oil Wells Flats and the South Canyon trails.
I was about to mention Island in the Sky Trail at the Oil Wells Flats. Yeah, that one's a good mountain biking one if you're good with rocks.
Right.
It's it was a little bit out of my skill range, and honestly, I'm on a hardtail too, so that didn't help. But
so going back to the point of winter. I mean, everyone I talk to is like, it's good in the winter, man. It's good to go in the winter.
Oh,
but, there's gonna be the storm every now and then, but if people are familiar with the banana belt that encompasses this part of the state, I mean, things dry out pretty good, and again, great place to go in the winter.
Yeah, we used to there for a few years, kind of before COVID, I guess, and the climbing group kind of got scattered in a sense. But we used to always go for New Year's Day. We would go rock climb at Shelf Road.
Sure.
And the bank is the area where you're kind of south facing and get some. Yeah, it would be warm, like you'd be in a t-shirt.
Yeah.
New
Shelf
Year's Day.
Road, world-class climbing, and then, of course, the Arkansas in the summer, world-class rafting through the gorge. Just a part of the state and a hub, I would say, Canyon City, a hub that just probably doesn't get the attention, not nearly the attention that Salida gets, up through one of the most underrated scenic drives in the state, I would say. I think it's Bighorn
Sheep Canyon,
gorgeous
very
drive
beautiful.
Connecting Canyon City to Salida.
All along, you're just going along the Arkansas right there, right? Yeah.
And I think it's obvious. It probably goes without saying. Like Canyon City has historically had this prison reputation, right? What's the industry in town? The prison, right?
That's true.
But I think slowly and steadily that reputation is turning to the outdoors. I think it's just really a fantastic adventure base camp. And every time I drive through Canyon City, it just seems like there's some new development going on, some cool new restaurant, some renovated hotel, what have you, that's just kind of getting added to the scene there.
Yeah, and Skyline Drive's worth it.
Yeah,
checking that out. World's End Brewery right there. That's a cool spot. What is it, like Whitewater bar or something like that?
With the rooftop. Did I notice that?
I don't know if they have I guess they do have Whitewater Rooftop.
I think that was the thing I noticed going to town.
We might be talking about. Are we talking about different places?
Maybe it's a newer thing.
Oh, this might be
newer.
Yeah, there's like Whitewater Bar and Grill. I wonder if they're connected. But Whitewater Bar and Grill says it's temporarily closed on Google right now, so who knows? But they have a whole like volleyball area outside.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
is that closer to the gorge?
It's right by the gorge, so you can hit the gorge and then pop over there for some food.
This rooftop thing that I alluded to is right in town. There again, that was like one of the newer things I recognized driving into town.
Yeah, it's also one of the things you recognize driving into town, the ADX Florence, right? The Supermax,
right?
Also known as the Alcatraz of the Rockies.
Yep.
Not to go back to it's the prison routes, but when people are curious,
that's what you see.
Why
it truly is
Canyon
right off the
City
highway.
is known as that.
You know,
a lot of famous inmates that have been there. I don't know if he's still there or not. He might be still there. El Chapo.
Shoe Bomber.
Shoe Bomber. The Unabomber was there. until he, I think, was moved for medical reasons.
Mm.
But yeah, pretty wild. It's said to be the most secure prison in the country, I think, or at least up there. Constructed in '94, according to Wikipedia here. But yeah, definitely, it is pretty wild to be driving by and think that you're like within like a 10-mile radius of all these like notorious criminals.
Yeah.
Yeah, very.
Well, and then there's
pretty
the
crazy.
prison museum right there in Canyon.
Yeah.
And I've never gone to that.
I've heard good things.
I've
heard
too.
it's fascinating.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Yeah, it's they do that. Actually made a couple of our lists talking about like haunted places in Colorado. Apparently, it's haunted. I think it's in the site of like, I want to say it's like a former female prison there, or women's prison, or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do ghost tours during certain times of the year. So yeah, it was a historic cell house that was the original women's correctional facility,
There you go.
constructed in 1935.
Yep.
So
well, and then of course, I've checked off the second must-get burger in Canyon City.
Oh, what is that?
And there are indeed 2 must-get cheeseburgers in Canyon.
All right, let's hear it. Well,
So
remind everyone what the first one is first.
First
right?
one, of course, is the Owl.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's literally still called the Owl Cigar Lounge. There's no cigars in there. They just maintain the name from like the 40s or 50s when it was a cigar lounge or something like that. And yeah, you walk in there and like you definitely feel like you're stepping back into the 40s or 50s. It's a long-going business. I keep saying that. I feel like that was the era when it was first rising. If you're pulling it up, correct me if I'm wrong.
It says Owl Cigar Store.
Yes, cigar store. Yeah.
And then the description is unfussy, family-friendly joint serving signature burgers and fries on paper trays plus milkshakes.
Just classic.
4.6 stars.
Just classic. And dude, at least last time I was there, which it's been a couple years now, I guess, the burgers are cheaper than McDonald's. I'm not even kidding.
Dang.
I can't remember.
Oh yeah, here you go. Hamburger, $3.35.
Yeah, and they're it goes without saying much better than McDonald's.
Nice. Gotta add that to the list.
And then I finally, on the total opposite spectrum, I mean, they're smaller burgers at the Owl. And up 9th Street, I finally got to pop over to Big Burger World, which lives up to the name.
I like how this
Big
sounds
Burger
already.
World. So it dates back to the 60s. It has like the drive-in. I want to call it a drive-in because you look at it and you think it's a drive-in, but it's not exactly that. Like you park and then walk up to the window.
Yeah,
right?
and there's some outdoor seating.
Yeah,
and,
it's like a picnic area looking thing. Oh, and just a great story of the family who's kept that going since '91. I want to say mother and daughter duo running the show now there. And a truly big burger.
These photos look pretty incredible.
Yeah, dude. So anyone can picture like a typical to-go box, you know, that you get at any restaurant. It occupies every corner and space in that to-go box, if that puts it in perspective.
I'd like to hear it.
You get you can get a half-pound one, which again, same. I mean, they're both. They have the circumference, the same ones. Whether you get a half-pound, which is a single half-pound patty, or you can get the Big Dave burger, which is the full pound, with two of those patties.
Dang.
With 2 of those half-pound patties.
It's almost like a challenge.
Super good.
Do they have some fried okra too?
Yeah, and they suggest that.
I like fried
when I was
okra.
up to the window, she was like, "Gotta get the fried okra. You don't expect that at any drive-in."
Yeah.
But then they've got all your other fried expectations from fries and onion rings. Again, just classic Americana kind of thing.
Yeah, looking at a menu here that's on Yelp. Not sure when this was uploaded, but yeah, Big Dave burger, 1 pound, and it's $16. Feels reasonable.
You definitely
2 months
split
ago
it.
it said. Yeah.
You definitely want to split it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
it's like we used to go to Fuddruckers,
yeah.
right? On the way back.
That's what I was thinking about.
Family trips home from.
I'd be curious how many listeners know about Fuddruckers.
Yeah.
Okay, Tim misses Fuddruckers. So there was some Fuddruckers presence in Colorado.
That
Tim's
was
from Colorado.
That was always our road trip spot because, like, as true Indiana people, we would just drive down any trip we got. Every couple years or so. Yeah. Drive down to Florida, hit the
Fuddruckers,
hit the golf, and then hit the Fuddruckers on the way. I want to say it was in one of the cities we'd pass through, but
so for us it was in Hilton Head, South Carolina.
Well, there you go.
Where we'd go.
Yep. Yeah, I'd be 12 years old, 13 years old. I'd always have to get the pound. And I loved how you could just dump the cheese on it. It had like the little
That's
squirt,
right.
the little pump thing where
That's
you just
right.
squirt the cheese sauce all over your burger, just unlimited amounts of cheese.
And they had the full bar where you could pick your lettuce and your tomato and your onion. Yeah. And all the other toppings. So is Fuddruckers still a thing?
I believe so.
Can you do some Google investigation here?
Let's see. Let's see where the closest Fuddruckers is.
Yeah, Tim
to
says
Colorado.
There was one in Aurora that closed like 15 years ago.
Mm.
And see, that's kind of the era, the time. I'm trying to think.
We got some in Albuquerque. It looks like there's 3 in Albuquerque. What is it? What else is closer?
I would not have guessed that.
Not really many that are closer. Some in Montana. Looking at the west, some in Nevada. I mean, they're in a bunch of states. Most of them are Midwest. Yeah.
I wonder if
there's one in
one.
Saskatchewan in Canada.
Do you see any in Illinois?
I do not.
Because once upon a time there was one in Schaumburg, Illinois. I guess not.
Yep.
The bun was awesome, man.
Yeah, that was the best part.
I'm looking at the website right now, and
the pound burger too. It wasn't a double. It was just a massive,
for sure,
massive patty. Look at us going down the food rabbit hole once again.
Founded in San Antonio in 1980.
Third time of the episode.
Yeah, people are like, "Is this an outdoor show or what?"
This place isn't even in Colorado. Why are they talking about it? We can talk about White Castle too. Also not in Colorado somehow. With Harold and Kumar go to White Castle, you'd think it'd be in Colorado. But
White Castle.
Yeah, not in White
Castle.
Castle.
So I'm looking at their little franchising tab here. Key developing areas. I'm afraid to say Colorado is not on the list of key developing areas.
Dang. Well,
but maybe Fuddruckers is listening and thinking otherwise.
Maybe someday. Maybe someday. They're doing their research right now. Seeing where the chatter is coming out about Fuddruckers. So
anyway,
we talked about Canyon City.
Yes.
You mentioned Salida. Let's talk about Salida. Because I also think that, I mean, technically there is a ski area there, right? You got Monarch Mountain, a local's favorite ski area.
Yeah.
A little bit of a slower pace right up there on Monarch Pass. 10 minutes outside of outside of Salida proper, but
And so I mentioned Salida too because like to put the bow on Canyon City, like I can't help but think like what is it that separates Canyon City from being Salida?
I've for the last like 6, 7. Well, that's a factor. But for the last like 6, 7 years, man, I've always been like, I don't understand how Canyon City is overlooked. It seems like a very good spot for outdoor recreation. Yeah. Maybe it's because I was going down there climbing a bunch, there for a bit especially. But it is just like it's cool. Yep. It's very cool. Small town feel, good restaurants. But yeah, looking at Salida though.
Salida, probably better restaurants in Salida.
There are good. I mean, it's Canyon City's sneaky good, but I mean, Salida though, there are some great spots.
I love
in
that
Salida.
Sandwich shop, Sweeties.
Yeah, Sweeties.
We cannot
popular.
talk food again, okay? We gotta get off food, dude.
Moonlight Brewery and pizza, right? You got Moonlight there.
Oh man. I want to explore. I've actually never like right in town. I mean, the trail system right in town. Do they just call it S Mountain? Am I right in thinking that?
I think
with
so.
the S
Yeah.
Up there?
Yeah.
I mean,
I've never
actually
S Mountain.
I've always thought. And here again in the winter.
Tenderfoot Hill.
Yeah. Okay. And I've been told. I mean, like, I know people in Salida who will go ski in the morning and then in the afternoon get on their bike and head up S Mountain or Tenderfoot Hill.
I think
I've always wanted to do that.
People tend to underestimate how close Salida is to the San Luis Valley, too.
That's a great point.
That's something that kind of shocked me the first time I made that connection. It's like if you're going to Crestone and like the Sangre de Cristo Mountains right there, it's not that far away from Salida.
Over Poncha Pass.
I honestly don't remember the name of the road. I think you can just kind of drive through.
Straight highway.
Yeah, I think it's
17.
Let's see here.
Anyway,
one of them. You'll find it.
Yeah, but you're right. I know that's always that. You're exactly right. That's
285.
always
Is that
maybe? Anyway, but you're right. I think that connection is definitely overlooked.
Yeah,
and I hear of people going to Joyful Journey Hot Springs.
Ooh, Joyful Journey Hot Springs.
On that edge of the San Luis Valley, specifically from Salida-ish, Poncha Springs-ish, which I've never been to Joyful Journey, and I can't pretend to know what the access looks like in Joyful Journey. But again, to put that connection into perspective, I always hear about people wanting to, like, Mount Princeton is right there.
I was about to say
and
that.
I've heard locals say they like going to Joyful Journey over in the valley.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, Mount Princeton up in Northrop, kind of between Salida and Buena Vista in that area.
And I've been wanting to go back to Mount Princeton because I feel like in terms of lodging, and in recent years. They've really expanded like the
Mhm.
cabins there, and yeah,
I
I'm
know
going
Tim's
to
a fan.
Mount Princeton.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's giving us a thumbs up from the booth.
So he has the beta on that.
Which technically, I guess it's just a table over there, but
Yeah.
we'll call it the booth.
Yeah, Tim's production booth is not glamorous.
It could be worse. It could be
For sure. We don't treat him bad.
Yeah, Desert Reef Hot Springs though too. Some of them I had a couple of friends.
Florence?
Yeah, talking
Going
at,
back to Canyon City-ish, right?
Yeah, kind of in that area, talking about that.
They've
the other
renovated
day.
in a major way.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. They said they had a great time,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
yeah, I mean the photos look nice.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a decent little spot. That's not quite the 2-hour drive from Colorado Springs, and
Mhm.
more like a 45-minute drive probably.
Hour.
Yeah, so I mean maybe that's one to
Go
check out too.
antiquing in Florence.
Yeah,
The
known for
antique
its antique
capital, yeah.
shops. Yeah, which I guess those probably go year round, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
driving through there, it is just store after store, and it is kind of a destination, I think, too. Like I've heard of people going down there for
Too antique.
just too antique. Yeah.
I've heard that too.
This is nice. We're kind of hitting the whole loop here
Yeah.
right now. We can go into chatting about Buena Vista.
Yep.
Got the that's another good winter spot, especially if you're trying to climb a winter 14er, which
Mm-hmm.
didn't get any in last year, but it would have been like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I was knocking out a bunch back in that period of my life, so to speak,
Yeah.
during the winter.
Yeah.
And
In the winter. Yeah, different beast.
yeah, different beast, totally different beast. Whole different level of risks that you got to prepare for. Obviously, not for someone who's a beginner out there for sure. I mean, just avalanche risk being one of them.
Right.
Is like a major thing.
As we
but,
are now officially in the daily forecast for avalanche
Mhm.
season. Yep.
Yep. Yeah. Something else you were
Maybe
gonna
mention,
mention
yeah.
here. But yeah, there are a couple more approachable winter hikes we'll
Mhm.
say out there. Never go out into the backcountry in the winter without knowing how to analyze that avalanche risk. There's a reason that many levels of certification exist for that. Just in terms of general safety.
Even
But,
snowshoeing, you know. I mean, if you're
even
you're in
snowshoeing,
steep
yeah.
terrain, you know.
Yeah, there's been a few stories we've covered over the years, absolutely tragic situations where people essentially, something that people don't realize when it comes to avalanche risk is that if you are below a slope, even if you're on a flat trail, below that slope, you can trigger something under the snow that fractures that snow. It comes down on you, slides on you. So a lot of people think they're fine if they're on these flat trails without looking ahead and seeing that slope, it's 30
That
plus
stuff
degrees,
slides.
ready
Yeah.
to slide. So it's definitely something you never want to be under any sort of
Yeah.
slope, even if it feels like it's
Yeah.
safe. And you can trigger an avalanche far away. It's very difficult to analyze that risk unless you know what you're looking for. So something to take very seriously.
I've always thought, like, someone put it
yeah.
in good, or I thought this was a good perspective of, when I was in Silverton, I was told, like, the little visitor center in Silverton, if you're driving in town, the visitor
Yeah.
center, is technically, like, an avalanche terrain, right? And, if you're in town, just drove flatly up to the visitor center where you might go to the bathroom. I mean, that, everything's very highly mitigated. It goes without saying in Silverton, but yeah, just for the sake of perspective to know that, that is in an avalanche zone. Like, to your point.
Yeah, it's true.
About being in a seemingly
a lot of these
safe, normal, flat.
I would say like once a year or two, we'll write about a home getting hit by an avalanche. Like probably, roughly. Oftentimes, I can't really remember any time where there's been a fatality from that I've covered in recent years. At least there might have been in Colorado, but yeah, even on Pikes Peak, the other, what was that, 2 years ago when there's a bunch of snow, and I remember it might have been last year. They got like 20 something inches of snow, and a couple homes got hit with avalanches on Pikes Peak, which you never really even think about that. But yeah, can't underestimate the avalanche risk. And like Seth was saying, avalanche reports are now going out
daily
from the Colorado Avalanche Information Center. If you just go to their website, there is there's a map right on the homepage. Right now, it looks like everything they are judging is rated as
right
low,
now.
1 out of 5. But that doesn't mean that certain hazards can't.
Things
still
can change
exist.
quick too.
Yep, things do. Yeah. It's like even if you check the night before, conditions might be different that following morning whenever you're hitting the trailhead. So
I saw they did mention as the month turned to November that they reported October to be the lowest in terms of snow water equivalent snowpack,
Mm-hmm.
lowest since 2016 and 17. And
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
not good for water resources in Colorado, as they emphasize. But in terms of avalanche danger, what that could mean is, like, not to get too nitty gritty and technical, although it's very good to know. In terms of like a weak layer, right? So a weak layer hasn't necessarily taken over the mountains yet, as we know. Like when heavy snow falls in a weak layer, that really sets up the recipe for danger. That weak layer hasn't happened yet, so.
Yeah.
Ideally, they say like, ideally the spigot turns on in mid-November, as they put it, and we get plentiful snow on top of bare ground instead of on a weak layer.
And then keep getting that consistent snow. That's where those layers really start to form whenever that snow sits out for a long time, melts, remelts, melts, remelts, and then you get a lot of heavy snow on top of that. Very, very dangerous situation. Yeah, I mean, to put it in perspective, the statewide snowpack right now is at 30% of the norm for the date. Last week, whenever I covered this, I want to say it was sometime mid last week, it was at 50% of the median for the date. So that shows you how little snow we've kind of gotten here, where we start to normally get some snow. And I mean, you start to look at some of these places like Southwest Colorado, it's at 11% of the median. Yeah, 11% of the median. And obviously one big storm can change a lot of that, right? And we might, I was reading a report earlier today from, I want to give them credit here, a YouTuber called Direct Weather, providing an analysis of some forecast mapping. Looking like about 2 feet of snow could land in Colorado. Pretty widespread too, in the mountain region at least, through like mid-November. I think November 16th was the range they were looking at there from like now to then. And Wyoming could get even more snow. So sounds like some snow's on the way, but very, very dry situation right now in Colorado.
Need the snow dance for ski season.
Yeah, it's it'll be interesting to see if this delays some of these resorts opening up. But I mean,
I was thinking about
until
Monarch,
this snow comes. Yeah,
Monarch is gonna. They're still praying.
Yeah, right now, as far as drought goes, just under 50% of Colorado is abnormally dry or worse, with about 29% of the state being in drought, technical drought. All of that is on the western slope for the most part, with the exception of some of the Denver area there. So a little bit of southeast Colorado too. But yeah, if you go to the U.S. Drought Monitor, you can see that map. But yeah, pretty interesting setup this year for snowfall and for winter. But
anywhere else you want to go for winter?
You know what?
On the
I
top
think
of the
there's
list?
there's a good local mention to be made here with Manitou Springs.
Oh.
You know, yeah, you got Sunwater Spa right there. Got the mountain view. You can soak in those pools. You got the incline, which is open.
Snow climb, as some call it.
Yeah, and hey, I mean, I love climbing the incline in the winter. You got to make sure you got your traction on, right? But it is just like the way the snow absorbs the sound.
Yeah,
kinda,
you're right.
Just very quiet, very peaceful, less crowded. Bar trail does get slick, so you got to have the traction. There have been many times where we've been out there and had to like help people down because they're
like
just
twirl
sliding.
they're like holding the railings. Yeah, it looks like a little ice rink.
yeah. You need to make sure you got some boot traction on. I prefer the boot crampon style of thing, where it goes on hiking boots, but it's more of like a, like a centimeter spike or so. That's my favorite for hiking in the snow.
That's a fun pick, man. Manitou is a little winter getaway when it's not, as people know in the summer, it gets overrun. I think that's fair to say. Because it's such a small, I've always called it like Estes light. Estes Park, very light,
Yeah.
It's like a pocket of Estes Park
and there's not a lot of parking down there, right? So once you start to hit those levels of crowding, it's very hard to
and a great place
to
stay, and a historic place to stay when the rates are cheaper, as far as I know, in winter and spring. The Cliff House, the historic Pikes Peak Cliff House, I think is what it's called. Good food in there.
Nice. Really? I've not had food in there yet.
But also great places to eat. Here we go again. We are nuts, dude. We're savage.
Well, here we can say another fun thing to do in Manitou. You got the Miramont Castle Museum and the Queen's Parlor Tea Room, so you can go have some tea in a 14,000 square foot mansion. built in 1895.
Yep.
So,
And the cog railway will still
historic.
typically get up a certain extent, right? Up there.
Oh yeah, have you seen the big?
Their new snow eaters.
Yeah, the snow eater things. It's like this. It just pulls in all this like
it's
feet of snow at a
crazy.
time and launches it.
All in this
it
effort
stays open.
to expand their distance through the winter.
Yeah, got the penny arcade.
Penny arcade.
Can't forget about the penny
What's their
arcade.
situation in the winter?
I think
It's
they're
open.
still open. I
Maybe
would imagine.
some
yeah.
stuff isn't, like the horse races.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah, that might make sense.
You got the
let's see
brewery.
here.
Manitou Brewery is a great one. Talk about
Mhm.
as far as like, everyone talks about tourist breweries, but they really punch above their weight as a tourist brewery. They have
do.
like
good food.
15 beers on tap.
Yeah, good
Ambitious
food, too.
beers, yeah. And really good
Mhm.
food.
and a cool vibe.
Yeah, it's in
Cool
it's
vibe
in
in
the
there.
old Burrow barn in Manitou. Yeah.
Yeah. Got the
The
keg,
keg.
right?
That's
a
great.
great little winter spot.
That's a,
Just nice,
Yeah.
homey dive bar.
and then Crystal Park Cantina up the hill
Mhm.
for Mexicans.
Yep.
Super good.
known for their margaritas, as I've heard.
Yep.
So
I guess
Yeah,
we're a
lot
food
of-
show now.
yeah, now it's a food show. Colorado food. Welcome to the Colorado Food Show. Yeah, no, Manitou's a fun little spot in the
call.
winter for sure. Yeah, and plus, I mean, just that whole part of Colorado Springs even kind of gets quieter.
Yeah.
Like Red Rock Canyon over there
Yep.
too, gets quieter
Yeah.
in the winter, and it's a pretty good spot too, just with how the sun hits it, melts that snow off a lot
Yep.
of the time.
And then Old Colorado City right up the road.
Yep.
And
Old
Chris
Colorado's bringing us back on our road
Yeah.
trip here.
Chris Kindle Market gonna move to OCC this winter.
Is
I
it
think,
really?
Yeah.
Really nice.
I better double check
Yeah,
that.
there's Old Colorado City. You've heard all of our favorites about in that area, like Muffs and Front Range, but you also got Jake and
Mhm.
Telly's, right? Very good spot. You got Yellow Mountain Tea House,
Mhm.
absolutely perfect spot for winter. Get some soup and get some freshly brewed tea. Very cozy spot.
Mhm.
Got was it Pizzeria Rustica
Mhm.
over
Mhm.
there too? Very good pizzas. So.
Yeah.
Man, this is a record for how many food places
Yeah.
we've mentioned today. I think this is like, 30 places at this point
How
in
on
time?
brand are we?
I like food. Everyone eats. That's always what I
Totally.
say.
Chris Kindle Market is coming to Old Colorado City. So if people aren't
There we go.
familiar, it's kind of like this old German style tradition that are in bigger cities like
Mhm.
Chicago.
Yeah, Denver.
And I think that is
Denver,
such a
so.
neat place to do it in OCC in that Victorian setting. I think that's going to be
Mhm.
really cool.
Yeah, very
it's gonna
historic
be super
part
cool.
of the state. Not just of Colorado Springs, but of the state. Like
Mhm.
a lot of Colorado in general was kind of built in Old Colorado
Yeah,
City
yeah.
area, just in terms of the mining and in terms of how that played such a prominent role in just the early development of like the Pikes Peak and
Totally,
Bust
yeah.
movement and everything that brought a lot of these people to Colorado in the first
Yep.
place. Yeah, what else we got? Winter things to do. We've touched on a few things. Got to give a shout out. Front Range Climbing now has their Friday night ice. Ice climbing is you can buy tickets
At
for
Lake
that.
George?
Starts in January. Yes, up at Camp Alexander.
Yeah.
In the Lake
Kind of a
George
unique
area.
entry to ice climbing
Mhm.
for sure.
Yeah, and it's recommended that you've at least ice climbed like maybe I think it's like even like once or twice before you try to do one of the Friday night ices. But they do offer intro to ice climbing courses, and I think ice climbing tends to get a reputation, rightfully so, of being in very remote, hard to get to places, and it's very dangerous. The ice can crack, these waterfalls can break. Dangerous setting, right? You've literally got like knives attached to your
Mhm.
feet, and you're holding two axes.
Mhm.
So, dangerous setting for sure, or dangerous activity for sure. Like many of these Colorado activities are. But what Front Range Climbing does is they host these intro to climbing classes that take place on their ice wall. It's about probably 55 feet tall or so, if I had to estimate. But it's maintained, so it's
Right.
probably about as safe as it gets in terms of ice
Yep.
climbing. Obviously, there's always still risk, but it is they usually set up about 10 top ropes. They show you how to ice climb because there is some technique involved
Mhm.
there, just in terms of like kicking into the ice and how to get your picks to stick, or your tools to stick. I guess I
Mhm.
guess I should say. Yeah. So I mean, it's definitely a cool spot for. And I've always said like I have more fun ice climbing than rock climbing nowadays. And yeah, if you wanna try that sport out,
Good way to do it.
check out the Front Range
Yeah.
climbing options. But yeah, if you've checked it out before, the Friday Night Ice still one of the best deals in terms of outdoor
Friday Night
recreation in
Ice.
Colorado. I think it's up to $40 this year, but you get 4 hours of climbing on a maintained wall, and I mean it's a blast. They put the neon lights behind the
that's
wall
cool.
so the ice kind of glows, and yeah, it's a
That's
sweet deal.
cool.
So something if you guys are looking for something new to try this winter,
Yeah.
that is something to add
Good
to your
call.
list for sure.
I really
About 45 minutes west
yeah,
of Colorado
right.
Springs.
In a part of the it kind of back in 11 Mile Canyon, right?
Yeah,
Rough it-
yeah, kind of
ish?
that way. Yeah, and
Yeah.
so and they offer all sorts of they do group climbs, single
Mhm.
climbers, just variety of
Mhm.
things. So you can check out their website and see what they got.
On my bucket list is I mentioned the Chris Kindle Market, and it made me think about
Mhm.
maybe we could call it the OG or the bigger Chris Kindle Market that's long been going on in Colorado. The Christmas tradition that is in Georgetown, the Christmas market that takes
Oh,
over
yeah,
Georgetown, which becomes like Christmas Town, Colorado, is how I've always heard it
Mhm.
described. I want to do
Yeah,
that, man. This old world
maybe
kind of
that's
thing, yeah.
that's a little bit better for people from Denver, maybe
For
if
sure,
they're
yep.
heading west,
Yep.
going that way. Also, the ice racing.
Right there in Georgetown too.
Yeah, right there on Georgetown Lake.
That is a trip, man.
Which you can take your car.
Anyone
like,
can
there's
pull
like
off.
pretty basic
It's
requirements.
kind of stunning.
Like
No, maybe it's
yeah,
changed.
and yeah, here,
But yeah, like
I'll look
this was
up
a couple.
real
I was
quick.
there a couple of years ago, and like, yeah, you could just pull off the highway, and yeah, they're gonna inspect your car. They're gonna
Mhm.
they're gonna check on things that lend itself to some level of safety. But yeah, you can go do wheelies on the frozen lake, man.
I think you have to reserve a spot ahead of time, right? At least
I was
maybe last
recalling
year. I think that
people
was the
just
case.
Look up the information.
look
Look up the
up the info.
information. What's it called?
The
R gang.
our gang, ice racing.
Ice racing. People come from all
Yeah.
over the West, bring their rigs out.
Mhm.
Now, yeah, it's not
Yeah.
passenger cars. The people who are serious about it have these Jeeps and rigs kind of souped up
Mhm.
with spikes on the tires and stuff, and
Mhm.
it's a trip, man. And it's always kind of fluctuating. It's like a moving target date, based on obviously based on the conditions. They need that lake to be absolutely rock solid.
I wonder what that does for your suspension if you're just ripping around on ice. Like it's apparently relatively low risk in the sense of
Yeah.
like there's not many obstacles out on the ice
Yeah.
that you're sliding into.
That is a
but,
trip. Yeah, good call.
I wonder if that's good for you.
Talk about a quirky Colorado tradition. Been going on decades. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, I remember like trying to. I went and wrote about it and was going back and forth with the organizer for weeks until finally it was like, "Yep, we're good to go. We're going."
Going on since 1977. Their website appears to be down at the moment, so maybe might be my
They're pretty
connection.
old school
It is
folks.
still mentioned on the Clear Creek County page though, so something to look into.
Yeah.
Another obscure Colorado thing.
Totally.
But you ever written about ice fishing, Seth? You ever gone out
On
and
ice fishing.
set in one of those little tents
Um.
just out in the middle of a lake with your little hole?
Oh well. I came by some people on 11 Mile. That's a
Mhm.
very popular place for it. At 11
Yeah,
Mile,
yeah, it
where we
is.
were just talking about. Yeah, that could be a thing to do.
That's one of those things where like, and I'm not an
Yeah.
angler or a fisherman or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I've always been curious. Like, what's
the
what's
appeal?
what's it like to be sitting in that tent for however many hours just hanging out there?
Like technology has really improved when it comes to ice fishing. Like I think
Mhm.
you can drop cameras down and now, and like you're looking at
See what's going on.
like you're inside an aquarium, like a frozen aquarium.
Ooh,
I've
that's
heard
kinda
people
cool.
describe that to me. Yeah.
Kremling, another popular spot,
Mhm.
right? Couple bodies of water out there that people really
Mhm.
love. What else is not skiing? No, I'm just making a list of other things to do in Colorado.
Hot
Snowmobiling
Springs is the best time. Best time of the year
Yeah,
for
hot springs. Yeah, we were just having a conversation the other day about I've mentioned it before, but love Iron Mountain Hot Springs too, in Glenwood Springs.
Mhm.
Absolutely love Strawberry Hot Springs up in Steamboat Springs.
Mhm.
So, yeah, snowmobiling though,
Mhm.
also very cool. We touched on that last week,
Mhm.
but snowmobiling out in like the Grand County
Yeah,
area.
they really
Been
put
hearing a lot
themselves on the
about
map. Well, and talk about
Um,
obscure, quirky winter things. Ski joring.
Mhm.
Put
Yeah,
ski drawing
ski
on your
drawing.
bucket list. Go see ski drawing in Leadville or wherever.
Yeah, go check
Yep.
it out. Leadville's probably the most well
Yep.
known for that. Silverton does one too, right?
Yeah, you see them in
Wanna say, like-
Steamboat. I think they're
Yeah.
you see it in a lot of places now.
They're getting more popular nowadays, I think, too.
Big draw.
Big draw.
Yeah.
So. All right, what else we got? We got
Quirky
anything
winter
else?
traditions.
Yeah,
That
we
was
got
a
anything
neat.
else?
That was a neat little segment.
Yeah,
of,
I was gonna
of the out there food show.
tell the story of the killdozer, but right now it doesn't seem like it's the right vibe for this episode.
Maybe
so,
people come back for the killdozer.
we'll talk about the killdozer next week. Maybe throw in
That's
a couple other historical
crazy history
topics in there
stories out of the Colorado history book.
too. Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
it's a crazy one, and it took place in Grand County, so
Like Stranger Than Fiction.
it really is. I
Yeah.
think something similar also happened. Oddly enough, something similar also happened in Leadville too. I need to.
Mm.
I'll look into that and
Do some
verify.
investigating.
But I think there was another very similar situation that unfolded.
Huh.
Back in the Killdozer was in 2004. So
Not
yeah,
that long ago.
next week we'll take you there and include some other history as well. Some of the peculiar historical moments of Colorado. It seems like
That's
a good theme.
Segment.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go.
And we'll talk more food, I'm sure.
Yeah, always gotta talk food.
Crazy.
But, yeah, so I guess that's all we got for today. So yeah, until next time, I'm Spencer,
I'm Seth.
and we'll see you out there.
Yep.